Well, good morning out there, everyone. It's Madam and Nellie Mac. We're back, and
Finally.
um, today's the last day that you'll have us for Witchy Whims. We're happy to announce that Terry and Jess will be back next week,
Hey.
September 16th, to entertain and inform on all things witchy and whatever the whim might be. Which my whim brought me to this hat today. I am a witch, so I break out the hats. I do the. Do you do the witch hat, Nellie?
I never have, no.
No. Oh, they're fun, and they offer quite a bit of shade, and
Mm-hmm.
also, it's just fun to do this.
Yeah.
Just kind of bob the hat around. And if you have a private conversation you want to have, it's nice to have, they're right there and you get this
Right.
little private space, Hey, Nigel. Oh, thanks for sharing our show. That's wonderful. And we sure appreciate it. I was just telling somebody the other day about Nigel and how he has 10,000 followers or something like that. Now he's
Wow.
got a lot of followers, and maybe it's 1,000, but anyways, he got a lot of followers. And he's so great to share our show.
Yeah.
So, hey, more. Oh, thank you so much. I love hats. I have multiple witchy hats. So, and I saw there's another lady on the internet that has a witch show, and she talks about a lot of different subjects. And she said, break out the hat. It's like a witch identity.
Yeah.
People know right away that you're a witch when you're wearing a hat like this.
Yeah.
So here's his comment there. So what do you got for us today, Nellie? Anything interesting? You were telling me quite a bit of stuff, really.
Well, what we have so today is 9-9. It's the manifesting portal, right? It's like nine's like the lucky number.
Yes,
And so why it's so important in September, because it's a double nine, right? So 9-9,
right.
but that September we're coming up to kind of like the end of the year, but we have
Yes.
this little bit of time to go ahead and finish. Like we take account, what of our dreams that we've manifested have we actually accomplished, but what haven't we?
Yeah.
And so then we can either discard it or use the next 4 months to really bear down on finishing up those things that we want to accomplish, right?
Yep.
And so then we've got that today. We've got, is it tonight? I think, is it tonight? It's
I
the
want to say the 10th. Tomorrow is the
So it's
full
tomorrow
moon.
night. It's the full moon in Pisces.
Yep.
And then we have Mercury retrograde starting. Plus, I think we have four other planets that are already
Now,
in retrograde.
what's good for Mercury in retrograde? What are the things that we should be trying to do with that
Well,
influence?
so with Mercury retrograde, we have a lot of things that just keep coming back,
Mhm.
like exes. And I honestly, I don't have any exes, so I've never experienced that. But I know a
Uh-huh.
lot of people, their exes all come back, and you're told not to engage, you're told to just let it go.
Yeah.
But just so a lot of things, just past energies are going to come back. It could
Uh-huh.
even be family members you've had issues with, unresolved conflict. And so the
Okay.
best thing to do is to not trigger and react. It's really just to go
Right.
ahead,
Just
get it
resolve it.
cleared, resolve it, so
Yeah.
you don't have to be afraid every time
Right.
retrograde comes. Um, yeah, it's just kind of a time for I try not to fear Mercury retrograde, but we always have some kind of electronic that quits working or
Oh
something like
no.
that. And I literally this morning I said I'm not doing this, and so I'm putting I'm putting runes, the invisibility rune, all around my house, and I'm retrograde is not allowed inside. We're not doing this again.
Right. Right. That's
But yeah, so
funny.
it's an emotional time. It really is, with all of this energy in Pisces. And I see right here more. It says there's a
Yeah. Mort
Pisces.
says he's
Yeah,
he's Pisces.
yeah,
So
and
did they get
Pisces,
like extra energy then?
it affects them differently than it does us. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I know my oldest son is Pisces. They're sensitive people. They're really cool people, but they're sensitive and emotional. I don't know about Mort, but my son can't make up his mind. Because it's like the two
Indecisive.
fish. Yeah, they're pulling away from each other, right? The two
Hmm.
fish in the constellation. And so
Yeah.
it's horrible going out to eat with them. Oh my God, he changes his
He can't
order how
decide
many times?
what
Nope,
to order.
nope,
Oh no.
no. Maybe that's a normal thing. Maybe Mort can tell us. Maybe he's the same way. But yeah, that's kind of all the energies coming in
Okay.
galactically.
What other planets you mentioned were in retrograde now?
Oh gosh, just a minute. Let me look it up because I had a
Okay.
friend share it. I know Neptune's one of them. Okay, let me think because someone shared and what it means for us. Okay, 6 planets are currently in retrograde. 5
Wow.
outer planets: Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, and Uranus. Plus, Chiron and Mercury is soon to join this party. So, because this
Saturn,
was,
Neptune, Mercury, of course. Uh,
yeah,
what was the other one?
Pluto,
Pluto.
Jupiter, and Uranus.
You're right. Okay.
So then you also have like Chiron that's going retrograde, and that's your wounded part. Like that's the wounded part of you in this life. So then 7 planets will be in retrograde starting today.
Wow.
So basically this is saying that it pulls our energy inward, right? So we're gonna get dig deep and try to clear all of that stuff so we don't have to keep
So
right.
just resolve past issues, and you can do a full moon spell, for letting go and cleansing, release. You can do a full moon release ritual,
Oh yeah.
and you can get rid of that stuff.
Yeah.
Do a cleansing bath, and then also, write down the things that have been holding you back. The things that you have been having trouble getting rid of or letting go of, and then burn them in a fire, burn them in your cauldron, and say goodbye to that stuff, and walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like some ways that so over the years I've found some really cool ways for letting go, like just like from your body. One of
Yeah.
them I call the garbage disposal, which is where you see like a black cord coming out of your root chakra at the back,
Uh-huh.
and you just intend for anything to come out. So you can even like see the words. Like if you're trying to get rid of guilt, you just see the word guilt and it's going down, it's going into Gaia, right?
Yeah.
But and generally we can just put our roots down and we can, put things into Gaia. But if you've been doing like a lot of shadow work this year, right? Like if you've really been digging deep and you've been doing that, so
Mm-hmm.
energy is shifting. So now we're being told to purge through our crown chakras and from our hearts, like from our higher chakras. So definitely, if you feel like you're ready for that, because I can't. I was told that would happen, and it wasn't many more months, before it actually happened. And I can't seem to release as well
Yeah.
through my feet. I feel it coming out here, and that's the only way it's really going. So I send it to the moon, or I send it to
Mm-hmm.
Planet Sirius.
Yeah.
Planet Sirius is a great place. So yeah, so
Just
more.
release stuff to the universe. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
let it go, and I let it go out into the universe. Like now, people who have anxiety, and I used to have anxiety. I don't consider it anxiety anymore. It's like my magic is sort of bubbling to the surface, and all those things that I've been working on are needing that boost of magic. So I just let it come, and I let it wash over me, and then I let it come out, my fingertips, my hands, my head,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kind of goes out of me and out into the universe.
Right.
And I don't even look at it as anxiety issues anymore. Like some people
Right.
say, I'm having a panic attack. Well, slow down and breathe and let your magic come out.
Yeah.
Let it work its way on the universe.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I agree. I believe that anxiety and like panic attacks, that's all. It's just because you have something to shed. You have something to put out there. Even like
Yeah.
maybe it's not even something bad. Maybe it's like you said, your
Mm-mm.
magical self.
Yeah.
Like you have something to manifest or create, and
Yeah.
if you keep it here, it's just going to
Yeah.
become like this big ball, right?
When you feel uncomfortable, it's no wonder they want to look to for a way to find, comfort, because it's like you feel terribly uncomfortable trying to hold all that in.
Yeah. Yeah. So really just embracing your magic and
Yes.
embracing your spiritual side
Yes.
and digging into that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mort says that he's the same way, that he has trouble making decisions.
Yeah.
And yeah, Debbie says to charge your crystals.
Yeah. And
So
that's tonight. Well, you can do tonight, tomorrow night, and the
yeah,
next couple of nights, really. So,
yeah,
like 3 nights in, 3 nights out, and then the day of course. So, yeah,
yeah,
I have my window in my upstairs room where I have my altar and stuff. All I have to do is open the curtain, and the
yeah,
moonlight just falls right in. So it's awesome. Of
yeah,
course, there's the beach too. You can always take stuff outside and down to the beach, or
yeah.
lots of good places here.
Yeah, the other thing to do is you can make some moon water.
Oh yeah.
I like to do it easy. Like I'll just go get a case of water and I put it out in the moon, and then like I drink one a day, like up into the new moon.
Uh-huh.
Right, that just makes it easier for me than putting jugs out. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, all different
Yeah. Sometimes
ways.
I'll put a bowl out, and I'll jar it up after,
Right.
because then it gets a nice, jolt of moonlight.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, I was checking it out last night. It was looking pretty good last night. So,
It
and
was.
tonight should be okay too for viewing, at least if you're in our area, because I think it's supposed to be fairly clear tonight.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
tomorrow cloudy and crappy. So do
Yep.
your
Gonna
moon
be
stuff
raining.
tonight if you can. you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to get in the habit because I'm doing inner child healing of asking my inner child, what do we want to do today?
Yes.
And I asked her, and she's like, I want to go look at the moon. Like, I just want to gaze at the moon a while tonight. And I'm like,
Yep.
okay, I can do
Yep.
that.
Yep. You can even have a little bonfire. You know, throw
Well,
in all those things that you want to release yourself from.
yeah, well, I think I'm going to do it after the kids go to bed and I don't want to fire because I'm going out onto the deck naked tonight. It's my night.
Oh yes, I did that last month. I went out naked
Yep.
onto the beach. I went down to my beach and I was naked, and that was nice. Yeah, really
Yep.
good.
I'm
It
biting the
feels good
bullet.
to bathe in the moonlight.
Yep.
It's I think a primal thing, even. I think
Yeah.
primally we need to shed all those clothes,
Yeah.
and just let the air touch our skin. I'm an
Yeah.
air sign though. As a Libra, I'm an air sign, so I kind of like the air, a breeze. So
Yeah.
I like to go fast. I like to ride the motorcycle or drive speedboats, whatever.
Yeah.
Because you get
Yeah.
air, that wind therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Debbie, so I'll like just go to Walmart or whatever, or Aldi's, and I just get the small bottles of water because they're just little, right? And then I just try, and sometimes I'll literally write my intentions down and sit them down and then put the water on top. But you can do jugs of water or whatever.
Oh,
Whatever
you write
works for
your
you.
intentions on the bottom of it.
Well, yeah, I write them out and then I just set the water on it so that
Okay.
it's coming through, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, anything works, right? It's all about our
Yeah.
intention.
It is
So
about intention, really.
yeah,
Everything is about intention. And I think, people say, well, is it because you acted upon it, or is it because of magic? Well, I would say both.
both. Yep.
Because if you don't do both, and it was like the whole weight loss thing, if you don't do everything, if you don't put it all together, it's really not going to work. So
Yeah.
it's that, you have to do all of it together to
Yeah.
really make it work.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
So yeah.
living the, I'm living the dream. um, I'd have to say I manifested this life from the time I was, started college, for sure. And I mean, even since I was a child, I think I manifested things. Um,
Mhm.
but you have to really commit yourself to doing it. Because it doesn't just happen to you, as you are
Right.
a passive passive voyeur, it
Right.
doesn't just happen. You have to go out there and make things happen, and talk to people, and look for opportunities as they come.
Yeah,
And
you can't just ask for money and then play the lottery every week and think that it's good. Now, yeah, it does. I get
well,
that, but
you should play the lottery every week, but you really should look for other avenues as well.
right, right. Like so, like with me, I'm like, man, I could win the lottery. Like I could just
Sure.
like everybody else,
Hmm.
but I've come to realize that the universe doesn't want me to just have the money and sit around on my butt all the time. It
Right.
wants me to get out there and create things to help people and bring about awareness. And if I won the lottery 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't be doing that. So I'm just kind
Well,
of
see,
okay.
that's the thing. Life is in the living. It's in the doing. It's in the struggle sometimes,
Yeah,
that you learn and grow as a person, and that you maybe meet some of the most wonderful people.
exactly.
Life is in the living, it's in the doing. It doesn't happen to you while you sit on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
So
yeah, he says, is there any particular way to write down your intentions? Not really. I have a book that I use. It's I have it right here. It's the master plan. But I write down all kinds of things in it, and you just write down what you is in your heart. What what do you really want from life? And I think a lot of people don't ask themselves that question. They don't ask themselves what pleases me. What is it do I want from life? Where do I see myself in 5 years? And if you don't ask those questions, you just sort of spin and do the same thing again and again and again, expecting a different result, and it won't happen. So,
right,
if you want
right.
change in your life, you have to change some things.
Right. So like when I'm manifesting for the new moon, I write it down in present tense as though it's already happened. So I am thankful for the new car that I need, or I'm thankful for the relationship that I want. Telling the universe I already have it and I know you're giving it to me makes a huge difference.
Hmm.
Also ending with for the highest good of all, so that the universe knows that you're not ready to just run somebody else over to get whatever you want, right? So
I say for and harming no one in the coming,
exactly.
harming no one in the
Exactly.
coming or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like but I feel like with the full moon, when we're just releasing, I don't feel there's any I've never come across anything that I felt was a rule. You're just letting go,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah,
just
write
like
it on write it on a napkin and crayon and throw it in the fire.
yeah, yeah, just do whatever feels right, whatever you got.
Put
Or
your
if
heart into it. Actually
yeah.
mean that you're gonna do this.
Yeah, I
Um,
use I use marker or pen too, just because it's
yeah.
permanent. Like to me it feels like it
Right.
means more than paper that I can erase it, right? It's erasable, but
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't use a pencil really ever. I
No.
always use a permanent marker, or
Yeah.
pen. It
Yeah.
just it does seem more permanent, more
Yeah.
like your intention is that it never leaves that.
Right, right. And so like it's like the full moon's also a good time to like write letters to people. But like the ones you're not going to send. So if someone was abusive, write it out. Tell them exactly. I mean, I don't care what you say. Every
Hmm.
other word can be a four-letter word. I hate you. How could you do this to me? Why did I have to live with this?
Hmm.
Get it out. You're not going to send it to the person obviously, but you're going to
Right.
burn it, right?
Hmm.
So this is a great time for writing those letters that you can get rid of your anger
Yes.
as well.
It does help, I think, even if you just say it to the universe.
Yeah.
And you just go out and scream a little bit. And
Yeah.
just whatever it takes for you to be able to let it go. And I know for a long time I didn't let some things go, and it was I actually had to take and write the list of all the
Yeah.
things that they'd done to me.
Yeah.
And then throw that in the fire and just say, you gotta let that go. you
Yeah.
know you can't live your life going back over that incident again and again and again.
Yeah.
It's just gonna it prevent you from moving on to something better.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think anytime that you hold on to bad stuff, it's like the law of attraction. You don't leave room then in your life for anything good, anything new to come into
Exactly.
your life because you've already filled that space with that, horrible negativity. So you got to
Right.
push that stuff out.
Exactly. Yep.
Because positivity is just so much better.
Yep. And you're really only hurting yourself, right? Isn't
That's
that when we
true.
hold on to it?
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Here we are, like, damaging ourselves and letting
Yeah.
ourselves then not only that, but carry that over into new relationships with people.
Exactly.
And so then you've now like ruined another relationship. And people think that it's that other person, that well, I'm such a
Yeah.
great catch, why wouldn't they, see that? Well, they didn't, because deep down you really didn't see that. You thought you weren't worthy of having such a great person as
Yes.
them in your life. And well, why would they even want to be with me? And so then you look for every opportunity for, oh, I knew you were going to leave. I knew that's
Yeah.
it. Yep, there you go. You're due.
Yep. You just
Because
manifested that.
every guy's the same, or whatever,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then, you did it to yourself, come on.
Yep.
If you thought
Absolutely.
you were worthy of it and you were just, being yourself, the great, wonderful person that you really are, then you wouldn't have had to ever worry about them leaving because you're great and wonderful. Why would they want to leave?
Exactly. You've got to be what you want to attract.
Yeah.
Even so my guides have been talking to me about what your mom was abusive, your mom was horrible.
Hmm.
You have to be your own mother. You have to be all of that yourself because
Hmm.
everybody's going to disappoint you. Even the best mother is going to disappoint you sometime, but
Yeah.
even if your spouse isn't being everything that you want them to be, or your partner,
Uh,
whatever, you can choose to say, I'm going to fulfill that for myself. I don't have to live with less,
yeah.
right? And so we're taking back our power,
Yeah.
and we can just hold space for the other people while they're trying to figure their own shit out. Because
Yeah.
to be honest, we're all really just trying to figure out our own shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we're all trying to just live with ourselves, because that's at the end of the day who you have to deal with the most,
Yeah.
ultimately. And we came into this journey, we didn't know anybody but our mom.
Yep.
And then it's like you're on your own. Eventually your parents fall away, grandparents, all those people, friends,
Hmm.
all family members. And then guess what, it's just you that stands there at the gate at the end.
Yep.
If you're lucky, maybe your mom will well, maybe not your mom, but a family member that, or somebody that you
Right.
care about, will be waiting there for you, to say
Right.
welcome to the other side.
Right. Well, no, I am counting on that. That does give me some peace knowing that once we die, it's not over, right?
Yeah,
Like we get a chance to
exactly.
fix it. And on the other side, I totally feel like we're going to look at each other, we're going to go, well, we chose this
Yeah.
for a reason. You have something to learn. I have something to learn. And so, like, a friend called me yesterday and she's like, with a whole full moon in Pisces and everything, she goes, I just want you to remember that you chose this life so that you could say it stops with me. She goes, you came into here to say, I'm healing this DNA, and this family is no longer going to keep doing this to other family
Yes.
members. And I needed to hear that. I was like, oh my God, that is just so totally true.
Hmm.
And I can look at it in a positive light now, right?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
just saved my children, who I love more
Yes.
than anything, from taking this and like just letting our family just continue to be so cruel to each other.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you ended it with you, and that's so cool that you did that. And I'd say I ended a lot of stuff too, like
Mhm.
just the whole being not feeling like you're worthy of the things that you have in life, and just not loving yourself enough, to not let other people treat you like crap,
Right.
you know, and not being a doormat. Because I think a lot of times and especially Christians, think that, well, I'm serving others, so therefore I can allow them to treat me anyway,
Right.
because
And
I'm
it's
a
gonna
nice person, and it's like, no, even nice people can have boundaries.
Yeah, yeah. So the more people you let use you as your doormat, the more jewels you're going to get in your crown. That's actually really sick to think
It,
about.
yeah, and it's not true. It's really
No.
not true. I find that, actually, the more you actually are, put self-worth on yourself, and understand that you're a person worthy of respect, and a person worthy of love, and all the good things that can happen in life, the the more good things happen in life.
Exactly.
So, and you can still be a servant to others. You can serve others without compromising yourself,
Yep.
and you
Yep.
don't, and just being nice doesn't mean being a doormat.
No. No, that just it just means you have no boundaries or self-worth.
Yes, and people pick up on that, and they will treat you accordingly. And so
Yep.
I've learned that, you have to love yourself first, because no one else can love you if you don't.
Right.
So give yourself a hug today.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with but we're taught pride is wrong, right?
Yeah,
Pride
we are
goes
kind of
before a
taught that pride is
fall.
a sin. Pride's a
But
sin.
I can't tell you how many times I've been doing a reading for somebody or a healing, and their guides are like, I am so fucking proud of you. And I'm like, that sounds so weird because we're
Yeah,
just so used to hearing you've got to do better, you're not good enough.
right.
But
Right.
on the other side, everybody's like, oh my God, you're doing great. You just need to
Yeah.
give yourself a hug, pat yourself on the back, think about
Yeah.
everything that you've done and where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, we need to be more like them.
See, I communicated with my mother, I think, the other day, and
Hmm.
she said the same thing. You're doing good.
Yeah. That's great to hear, isn't it? I mean, you
Yeah,
just
it
makes you
really
feel,
is.
yeah,
It makes me feel like I'm on the right path, at least.
yeah,
I may not. I may have. I may have to make a U-turn at some point, but I think I'm on the right path with everything, and being a witch is part of that.
hmm,
Finding myself. Because I think that's part of it. Is you
yeah,
really have to get in tune with yourself,
yeah,
and sometimes that's not easy to really take that hard look at yourself in the mirror and be very honest about who you really are, and that gives you the ability to say what you want in life. And then
yeah,
when you know what you want, you can go for it, and you'll find signs all along the way,
yeah,
as to whether or not you're on the right path,
yeah,
because you're in tune with yourself, and your intuition is on, and you know when something doesn't feel right, and
right,
you start to really, hone in on the things that are good in life now, because your intuition is on point.
yep, yep. I see Charles says hi from
Yep.
Texas.
Yep. Hey, from Iowa. Iowa and Illinois. And I wanted to mention as well, if you want to have a spirit chapter over there in Illinois for paranormal investigating, or if you have any friends over there in Illinois, and I am the executive director for the Midwest chapter. So if they wanted to get with me, they can. We can get them signed up for a chapter of Spirit Paranormal. They can be one of our teams over there in Illinois. So
Oh,
we're
okay.
on the lookout for more paranormal teams.
Uh huh. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that, and the National Ghost Hunting Day is coming
Right.
up. Um, you know, uh, the equinox is before that, though, and I'm having a little
Yeah.
ceremony in our church. And so, oh, thank you so much, Mort. We appreciate
Mm,
that you tune in to watch us.
yeah.
And oh, well, we'll talk about National Ghost Hunting Day in a minute. Let's talk about that, how you can still see us.
Yeah.
Um, Nellie and I are having a new show called Magical Mayhem. And
Yeah.
it's with Madam Mayhem and Nellie Mack. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it'll be at 3 p.m. on Fridays. So we'll still be on Fridays. We'll just be a little later in the day, which is
Hmm.
totally better for me.
Yeah.
Mornings are a stretch for me. So,
Yeah.
Yes, but so you'll still be able to catch us more on same station, different time. So 3 p.m. on Fridays we'll be doing our thing. So we'll still be here, being whimsical, but we'll have some magical stuff. So well, we always have magic. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, part of who we are now. As a witch, really, the magic, I never take it for granted. It's a gift. It's a gift. It's a responsibility, and I never take it for granted. I'm still in awe that I have the abilities that I
Mm-hmm.
do. And the thing is, I think a lot of people do. I mean, most people probably have the ability to do the things that I have done. They
Right.
just don't know it, and they don't know how to access it because it's a part of our brains that they want us to shut off. And when I say
Yeah.
that, I mean the 1% of the 1%, the bohemians, the guys who are running the show. Forget about Biden, forget about Trump. They don't have any power. They're nobodies. These are the guys that are running the show. And they really
Right.
don't want us to be able to think. And they don't want us to be able to put things together. They don't want us to be able to use our magic. They don't want us to have the full potential that human beings have, because then they're harder to control and maintain.
Right. Yeah, it's like I was just out looking at the woods yesterday, and my guides are like, we don't want you to say you're an intuitive anymore. We want you to say you're a practicing intuitive because everybody on the planet is intuitive. What matters is, are you practicing it? Are you
Right.
tuning in? Are you doing all that? And they're like, that's going to shift people's consciousness. Oh, well,
Yeah.
she isn't intuitive because she's special. No, no,
Right.
we're all special, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We are
Everybody
special.
can practice it.
Yeah, all human beings can do a lot of the things that witches do, or intuitives, or psychic mediums. They just don't know how to access it, and they're taught not to practice it because it's witchery, it's witchcraft, it's scary, it's not normal, it's paranormal, and
Right.
that's so wrong, because it's
Yep.
part of who we are as human beings, and we
Yep.
have these abilities, and we've been dumbed down through the public school system and the church for so long that it's like learning something new all over again for human beings.
Exactly.
And I think
Yep.
we all should delve into that stuff, because there's more people that could be very intuitive than they even know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm excited that we're out here. um all right. Charles is putting his team together, doing what he needs to do with intentions and all. Excellent,
Perfect.
Charles. That's great. Yeah. So, and it's not even, I think it's not about even like crystal work or potions or herbs or candles or any of that. I mean, it all helps to bolster your intent,
Right.
and to cement that intent. But really, that's where it starts with, is your intention. I think,
Yep.
it's that thought in your mind that I want that, I want that in my life, or I need to have that to really, take off with the things that I want to do and accomplish.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Yep. Yep. So I grabbed my super attractor cards. If
all
anybody,
right.
these are like manifesting cards. If anybody wants one for like what's the energy surrounding what they're, this full moon and everything.
Yeah.
So they could, maybe you go ahead and talk about the ghost paranormal thing, and then we'll
Oh,
see if
sure.
anybody wants a
Yes. Oh,
card.
well, I mean, I would love to have one because I'm
You want one too?
manifesting all
Okay.
the time. And 99 is like kind of like my number,
Is
It's
it?
yes, I've been asking for 9 for a long time. 9 9 9 9 9 9. Yeah,
Yeah,
9
I'm
is
gonna have to start looking at 9 because my favorite number is 7, but I've always been manifesting with 8 because it's like what, universal abundance, right? Like that.
yes, and that's Sam's number is 8.
Yeah. But like, oh yeah, I have a life purpose number. I think my life purpose number is 8. But so your life number is 9, right? Is what you're
Well, no,
saying.
I've just been I feel a kinship to the number 9. I don't
Gotcha.
know why.
Gotcha.
I just have,
Okay.
but it's an integer of 3. So,
Right. Right.
I don't know
Okay.
exactly why I picked 9, but 9 was my number. So anyway, oh yeah, International or National Ghost Hunting Day, September 24th. It's coming up soon. And so our venue, the She Shop, and Mayhem Manor are on the ticket for the venues. And you can purchase tickets. You can use Cash App or Venmo, either one, and just get a hold of me, skeletonkeywitches@gmail.com, and I can take care of that for you and get you the address and stuff. So Charles would also like one. So Debbie and Charles would both like a card as well. So, but yes, and so get online at www.nationalghosthuntingday.com, and you can sign up for that, and you can go to some other venue if you want, or you can go to a local cemetery as long as you have permission, and you'll have to provide the information of the for the venue as well. So, name, address, all that for the person who is in charge of that. So just be prepared with that information when you go to sign up. And there is a $50 registration fee, which is pretty low considering the work they do. Oh my gosh, they're just like crazy busy right now.
Oh
Trying
yeah, and the advertisement they're
set
putting
up
into
and the
it.
advertising for it,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy busy. So they really do just use it for administrative stuff,
Yeah.
and so it's helps them out a lot. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah, so I grabbed two different decks. Whoa. Just a minute. I'll pull one for each person out of both. So we got the universe notes from the universe on abundance and super attractor.
All right.
So, okay, so for Debbie, I love this one. It says, feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. So, lots of times we just feel like we have to push ahead, right? And the only way we're going to manifest is by doing more and more and more. But sometimes just settling into the now and feeling really good about your life and everything that you're doing, that kind of opens up any blocks you have. And then this other one is this beautiful, it's like I don't know, the tree has pink petals all over it. It says, the great thing about material things, those you have and those you don't, is that they never lie about what you've been thinking. Thoughts become things. So be very, very careful with your thoughts. If you're trying to manifest something and it's self sabotage, I do it all the time. Well, I'm never going to get that. It's too big. It's too high. Don't allow those thoughts. Try to really shift from those and think of something else or use an affirmation that I'm worthy of that until you can get it out of your head and just
Yeah.
move on. So
Thoughts
feeling
are
good.
powerful. Thoughts are very powerful, and you do manifest the things that you think that you will get.
Yeah.
It's true.
Exactly. So like even daydreaming. So like sit there, and if you're looking to get a new car, sit there and think about what's it going to feel like to be in that car and driving and all of the special things that you want. Like when we turn it into a reality and we're doing it, that's super, super powerful, right? So
It is.
yeah. Okay. So more.
And then saying it, like saying to Nellie, I'm going to have that car that's down at the car lot right now, that yellow Camaro.
Right.
The universe is bringing it to me as we speak.
Right. Yeah, I grabbed my notebook for manifesting and I realized I was looking at it and from like 2 years ago. So many things that I had written down in there actually came true.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote more and I put a date. I'm like, universe, it needs done by this date, right? Like,
Yep.
I'm not going to play around, right?
No, and as with any goal, really, you have to put a timeline on it, because you can't say, if you say, "Yeah, I'm going to do that someday," guarantee you someday is not going to come. You have to be more specific, because
Mhm.
if you say someday, it's just not ever going to happen. Because someday never really does come.
Right. Okay. So for more, it says, my ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. Look at that again. We have the thoughts.
Yeah,
And
and good thoughts raise your vibrations too.
mm-hmm. And what I really notice here are all the dragonflies flying all over this. Dragonflies generally denote family that has passed on, right? Like ancestors and things like that. So
Okay.
definitely reach out to your ancestors and ask them to aid you in these things. So like our
Hmm.
spirit guide, our team are always on the other side and they're just waiting for you to ask for their help because they're kind of like your guardian angel, right? Like your guardian angel, they can only keep you from dying a premature death. You've got to ask them because of free will. Today I'm asking you for your help, right? So then this other one is this beautiful like fresh water with these pine trees, kind of like a really pristine mountain. It says it's not a matter of whether or not I can afford it, swing it, or handle it. It's a question of whether or not I can. And I can from the universe. So you can't think that the universe is not going to deliver. The universe can't deliver what you're asking for. The universe is telling you right now more, I can deliver everything you want. So just believe me.
And that's a lot of it too, is having true faith in yourself and your abilities and the ability of the universe to deliver to you what you want and need.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, well, for Charles, the cards are just flying out of the deck here. Woo! Oh, happened again. What the heck?
A lot
So,
of times, if that's what my tarot, I will take those cards as they're part of the reading
oh
because it's like
yeah. Oh
they
yeah,
wanted to
that's what
get
I do.
out, you know.
Yeah. So there's this beautiful moon with flowers, and it says, when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. So this is just, you got to call in some
Mhm.
more joy. Like you've got to do everything that makes you happy,
Yep.
even just little things, right?
Uh-huh.
Sometimes when we're kind of feeling like stuck in the mire and we don't know where we're going, just moving into joy, right? Which resides in
Mhm.
our hearts, like just doing the simple things. His other card was, this looks like a beautiful like fall
Oh yeah,
scene
how
right here.
appropriate.
Do you know the real reason the rich keep getting richer? No, besides interest income. No, besides me pulling strings for them. Right? The thoughts they think. Thoughts anyone can think that make those other things happen. So the universe starts basically saying, why do you think the rich are getting richer? Is because I'm working for them because they're doing the right things, right?
Hmm.
And all of that. So thoughts, anybody can think those thoughts that are going to bring that to
Yeah.
this reality. So
But the people
joy
don't
and
realize
thoughts.
how influencing their thoughts are on the life that they're living, you know.
Yeah,
It's like when you think everything's going to stay the same, or if everything's no good and it's always been that way. I said, you can't continue to live in the past like that, and you have to throw that stuff out because it's going to block you from moving on in your life,
right.
and I think realizing that you're probably more the problem in your own life than anything, and admitting that to yourself, and then looking for change, try to do things different, try to push out those negative thoughts when they come, if they
Right.
even touch my mind for a second, I'm like, nope.
Right? You've got
Nope,
to it's
out,
you,
get out.
you got to be active about it, right?
Yes, you do. You have to actively say, no, I'm not thinking that way. That's not the way things are going to happen this time.
Yeah. Well, I pulled your cards. I saw that Karen wanted a card, but I just needed to know, Karen, did you want, I have the super attractors, but did you need guidance about something else? Because if so, I can grab a different deck. But I just think this fits you. Look at you. It says you're a super attractor. It all
Yeah,
comes easily, right? Like you already know that,
yeah,
right? And this
yep.
one, look at these beautiful flowers just like coming up in the
Oh,
spring.
nice.
New life. It says, isn't it a hoot? Of all the people in the world who truly get it, few actually give it to themselves. Whatever it is you want, start. Give yourself compliments, praise, and presents. Give yourself time, permission, and love. Hugs, kisses, and smiles, winks, laughs, and applause. And I will give you even more.
Nice.
That
That's
this
pretty
sounds
good.
just like you.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that's something I'm just starting to learn is how to be my own biggest fan. It
It's hard.
is
It
hard because we've
really
heard
is.
so many. We don't hear the praise, we hear the criticism.
Exactly.
And so now it's time to, really praise ourselves for all the good things that we've done and all the times that we like pulled ourselves out of a tough situation, or, all the times that we were self reliant, or listened to our intuition. You know,
Right.
those are things that we need to be praising ourselves for, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It was really hard. I am trying to, like, myself, stop and go, well, look what I've accomplished. I've done
Right.
this. I've done this. I really am an amazing person, right? Like, when you're beat down from
Yes.
all sides your whole life, um, you know, but yeah, so Karen, those last cards I pulled were for Madam. So let me know if you want abundance cards, manifesting cards, or if there was something else you needed guidance on, because I have
Oh,
a
I
lot of
give
different
her
ones.
give her both of them because I think they both have a
Well,
different message, and
oh yeah, I know. I was just gonna see. She said she needed guidance. I didn't know if she needed it
oh,
about manifesting or if she had like an emotional
oh,
issue or something. Because
okay,
I've
gotcha.
got all kinds of. I felt like
Oh yeah.
maybe she needed something else, but
Oh, I didn't bring. I have oracle cards. I didn't bring them down, but I do have my tarots if anybody needs something like that. And I brought. I have this book that's like ancient. It's like over 100 years old. I think it's I want to say 1910. I think it has let's see, Lucille Stevens, McCausland, Iowa, which is where I grew up, was
mm,
McCausland. So this was a book. It must have been my grandmother must have had it. So yes, it's let's see if I can read this. 1903. So this is a book from 1903. And it's games, puzzles, charades, and recitations. And I think they had something about a seance in here. And
oh
I was
yeah,
going to look it up and see, because I want to do a real old fashioned seance, oh,
mm-hmm.
because it's got like phrenology and stuff like that in here, when you can read the bumps on people's heads.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Chronology, yeah. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. I learned a little bit about that in the in college, because
Oh yeah,
yeah, we learned every bump and groove and every bit of everything about the entire human body and all the bones and all that.
right,
Chemical surprises and pastimes. That's fun.
right,
Yeah, I'm wondering what that's up. What's up with that? Oh, hypnotism. They have hypnotism in here. Oh, and
yeah,
palm reading. These are pastimes, because you didn't have. You might have a. Oh, they got some parlor magic here. You might have a radio, but it had certain things that it was only on at certain times. It wasn't like now
right,
where you could access any kind of information or entertainment at any point in time throughout the day.
right.
But yeah, it does. Oh, speeches of noted military leaders. That'd be fun. Just to grab up the book and give one of the speeches. Like your Caesar or something.
Right.
Oh boy. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I was looking for the old fashioned seance because that's the sort of thing that you might do. But
Yeah.
I'm honestly looking to contact, some spirits for the ghost hunting day,
Hmm.
and try and make contact with some people because I just well, I think they're out there.
Yeah.
I think they're around, and I'd just like to, find out what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Isn't that why everybody wants to contact the other side? Because you want to know. Well,
It's
first
so, yeah.
that it's there,
With questions. We have lots of questions.
Heck yeah, we do. But I think my theory is you manifest the heaven that you want, the afterlife that you
Yeah.
want, because you manifest your whole entire life. Why wouldn't you manifest your afterlife? You know. So anyway, yeah, she says she's feeling stuck.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I thought.
missing her
See,
mom. I
these are
miss
the
my mom too, honey. I can relate with that.
yeah,
And
these are the this is the two decks I felt like I needed to pull for
yeah,
her. So
yeah.
I will grab those and see.
Oh, I'm sorry that you're struggling, and we'll see if we can't give you some help and hope here. But God bless you for taking care of your 94-year-old
Yeah.
grandmother. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, and the Queen passed away today. I was so sad to hear that. So my condolences to all the UK in their grief over their monarch, because she was a really wonderful woman from what everything I understand. She was just a great lady, and I'm sorry to see her pass. So maybe we'll try and, well, it might be too early, but I would say I would love to talk to the Queen of England just to ask her what she carried in her purse.
Yeah. Okay, so the first card that came through for you, Karen, is health. So I
Mm,
do feel like she needs to like I feel like she's focusing on grandma, which is great, but I feel like maybe she's not doing her own self-care and she's not
yeah.
making sure that she's getting the things she needs, which is going to make her exhausted.
Hmm.
And I just like it hurts, honestly. Like I have 5 kids. When I'm constantly giving to them, it hurts me because
Hmm.
I'm not giving anything to myself. So,
Right.
but honestly, the angels are just reaching out. Look at this, says ask for angelic support. This says my angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. So there is so much
Yeah.
available, all of this help and support. Like it's just like it's just surrounding you. And I don't know, like do you feel like there's something in your life that you're running out of time on? Because I just like they showed me like an hourglass and it's just like split in the middle, and I feel like maybe you're running out of time on some different things. And just try, if that's how you're feeling, try to remember that everything is divine timing, but you might have
Yes.
to like make more time for yourself. It's just even
Well,
small
and
things.
I'm not saying doom and gloom, but at 94, you just never know when your last day is going to be, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's always a little stressful, because it's just like that. Time's ticking away, and the inevitable is coming, and that's hard too when you're caring for
Right.
someone who's aging like that. And then when you're a caregiver, you always take care of everyone but yourself, and you really do have to take care of them, um, because you know if you are not caring for yourself, you can't care sufficiently for others, because you just don't have it in you. And so I think number one, care for yourself. Take care of your hygiene, take care of your nutrition, take care of your exercise, and the things, your mental health, the things that you need, because then you'll have something to offer others, and you'll be a better caregiver to them by taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said,
Yeah.
sound's gone. So, crap. Well, here, I'll give you this. Here, like that. It's a heart. So that's sign language. So
Yeah. So
so
she sent that last message at 1155,
uh-huh.
and my
Oh my,
guides are like the number, right? Like so numbers mean things.
yes.
So I know she can't hear us, but oh good. So
Okay, good.
look up angel number 1155, Karen. It's a message that came through for you. I like to go to Joe, like if I Google angel number 1155, I go to the link that's Joanne Sacred Scribes, because I really like her angel number stuff. Um, and so it's really all about you taking charge of your own life and doing positive things that benefit yourself. So it's really, yeah, it's just that same thing about self care and doing what you need. So This is kind of what the site looks like. It's got a pink background, and it's Joanne Sacred Scribes. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, and I go kind of I'm not huge into numerology, but I do delve a bit into it, and I look at numbers as significant.
Mm-hmm.
Threes right now we have three hearts and three watchers, so I was kind
There
of
you
like,
go.
yeah, I was pretty happy with that. We must
Yeah.
be on the right track, is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Things are
Yeah.
going
Definitely.
well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and so you can look for more of this on Magical Mayhem on Fridays at 3. I think we'll be doing more of this, I'm sure, and have more advice from you know the witches the witches point of view.
Yeah.
So, because I think that people need to, they're looking for ways to feed their spirit now.
Yep.
And I think now more than ever, it's important to be able to, feel like a whole person, because times are tough and we have to be tougher.
Yep. Yep. I think we have to realize that when we heal ourselves and when we raise our vibrations, we're raising the vibration of the whole planet, of
Yes.
Gaia, who day in and day out supports us and feeds
Hmm.
us, right? All of
Yep.
that. So while we're helping ourselves, we're also helping everybody else.
Yes. It's 3 Central Time. So we're working on American Central Time.
Okay, so I
So
think that would be 5 Pacific, if I'm thinking
no,
right.
it's they're earlier, so it'd be 1 o'clock Pacific.
Oh,
Yep, it'd be
yeah, the opposite
it
way.
would be I want to say an hour backwards, so it'd be like 4 o'clock of on Eastern time.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yep, but we're on Central Time. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh lordy, the things that you see in the morning are just so great.
Yeah.
I am very blessed to be who I am, and I'm very thankful for the things that I have in my life. I have abundance of many things, and I have just wonderful people in my life right now, and just everything's going fairly well. The only thing I need is the big money,
Right?
just to make the big things happen,
Yep.
not even just for me. It's for a lot of people in my circle, of friends and colleagues, and believe me, if the big money comes, everybody's getting a share. Because I've always said, if you stuck with me from the beginning, that I would be there with you at the end. So
Mhm.
I think that's that cooperative, that feeling of having a tribe, is important, because we used to have the church and these other organizations, and now we don't. So we have to start forming our own
Yeah.
tribes of people and groups that we identify with, and
Yeah.
that work collectively with us on things.
Yeah.
I think no man's an island, and you can't stand alone and get
Right.
any big things done.
Yeah.
So, oh, Charles, thank you so much. We enjoy that you come and are a guest with us, or
Yep.
enjoy hanging out with us and listening to our craziness.
I get a feeling it's going to get crazier. When
I
we were
think so
led
too.
to, the mayhem, and yeah, I feel like
Yes,
we're
I
going to
think
be
we're
thinking
gonna.
outside the box.
Yes, and I think that we're gonna really let the mayhem fly, because you know, um, I was always taught, to be like Glinda, the good witch, But anymore, I think, no, if someone really deserves to be hexed and they have gotten there on their own, by their own volition, by through their own actions, then the hex is what they get.
Well,
And I'm just not really afraid of that energy anymore. I used to be, but I dole out hexes like karma deals out karma. And sometimes I have to work with karma, and I'm not even joking. I am literally enlisted by karma to make things right. and I feel it, I know it, and I know when she's calling on me because I just, okay, God, here it comes again. And so sometimes I just really have to do what it is she's asked me to do, whether or not it's something that I really wanted to do or,
Yeah.
but sometimes it is. It's like, well, they're getting their just dessert and that's all there is to it. And
Yeah.
and so I don't know, I never shirk it because then it brings bad karma to me.
Right. And I think because I just told my husband the other night, I'm like, I've just been so tired of the specific people like sending all of this negative, and I'm like, I'm returning it all. And I'm
Yeah.
not even going to
Do
say
it.
with love anymore because
Nope.
they deserve to
Yep.
experience those negative energies they've been sending to me.
Yep.
I'm like, karma's just going to go ahead and take care of it for me,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes,
So,
sir. Yep. And you can't feel bad about that. You just can't because it wasn't you that did that. They brought that on themselves by their own behavior. And
mhm.
you cannot feel bad for that because you didn't do it.
Right.
It was them that did it, and now they just are going to get a taste of their own medicine and that's all there is to it. And
Right.
I think anybody who is steeped in negativity, who would see other people harmed for their own amusement, and really are just not in tune with themselves or the universe, really need a message from the creator.
Yeah.
So, I don't
Yep.
feel bad anymore about throwing that stuff around. Now, curses, that's a whole nother subject, and we'll discuss that on Magical Mayhem.
Yeah, because I have a book just on fairy magic, and it's called Fairy Witchcraft,
Yeah,
and it
sometimes
was
it's
my
a little harsh too.
it is. I was like,
Hmm.
it's got hexes and curses, and I'm like, oh my
Hmm.
god,
Yep.
I don't think I want to dabble in that. So,
Well, and I didn't for a long time. I didn't. I denied that part of myself, and it was like denying my shadow self. And I can't do it anymore. So, and I dole them out very, very seldom because there's just not that many people in my life that I let that, seep into. But when people go out of their way to be crappy, you just have to. You can't let that go unanswered.
right.
So, but yes, I have done them and I probably will do another someday. I hope not to have to, but if I do,
Yeah.
I do. And I'm not going to shirk it. It's part of who I
Yeah.
am. It's like my shadow self.
Yep.
So, with that being said, we've hit an hour
Yeah.
and we should go because I think I'm not sure, but there may be people scheduled after us.
Oh,
So,
yep. We better
so
go.
yeah, we better get on out of here. But you guys come catch us next Friday at 3 p.m. On Skeleton Key or my YouTube, Madam Mayhem, or Things Network. Well, I'm negotiating with them. I think we'll be on there. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know, the Mayhem. We may want to uh, you know be a little more than PG. So we'll see. We're in discussions with that. So.
Oh, okay.
So, but you'll see us out there on the Skeleton Key for sure. So, because
Yep.
that's our home, witches by witches for witches.
Yep.
And so, with that, I'll say, blessed be. Have a great weekend, and I'm signing off.
Bye, everybody.